He's obviously over in Japan. He's had 2 match-winning plays in 2 weeks. He's putting in beautiful kicks. He's beating Beauden Barrett. He's breaking the line. He's kicking a goal pretty well. Does he come back from Japan better for this? Do the All Blacks end up better for this?
I think so, because he looks like he's pretty happy. He's immersed himself in the culture, and he's still playing really good code. I've commentated a couple of those top league games, and it's of reasonable quality. It's not just touch, as some people probably assume. I think that's the best thing about Sky Sports televising a number of their games. It gives you a good insight to the quality of football being played up there. And I suppose the first few weeks that there were some blowout scores, but started to really tighten up, and he was crucial in a last-minute penalty against Toyota, and obviously a last-minute try in last week's one. But if we use Sam Whitelock as an example, he's come back, humming. And you'd like to hope, I really hope, for a Blues point of view and All Blacks point of view, that it's the same for Bodie. And dare I say it, he's looked great at 10.
If you're Bodie, and for someone that's probably from New Zealand schools to under 20s, and then been fully immersed in New Zealand rugby plan and understanding, it's going to be great for him to come back and be refreshed. He's been in a new environment with a new team, and obviously playing really well with some of the games that I've seen him play. It's only going to help him coming back refreshed and ready to go. You look at the guys we talk about. Sam Whitelock came back. Matt Todd was over there. I look at Jerome Connor as a good example as well. He went over to Japan for a year, and then I remember him coming back and having a bit of time off, and then coming in really hitting the ground running. If you remember that year, he came back and was just single-handedly having great performance after great performances, just looking refreshed, and had that just looked a lot more different, a lot more freer. So it's going to be great to have him back in New Zealand rugby. He's such a great player, and for the fact that he is coming back, it's great for us moving forward, because he's such a great player, two-time World Rugby Player of the Year. Whenever you get those kind of caliber of players playing, and they're back now in New Zealand, it's only going to add us for the Blues, like Chips alluded to, and the All Blacks moving forward.
As that competition gets harder and harder, and more of these big foreign players are in there, and like you say, it's getting more physical, it might not be as easy to come back as refreshed from that Japanese league.
No, potentially not. Especially, it might be a little bit different for a forward versus back, especially a 10, just in the sense that they're going to want to get every minute out of their investment, if you know what I mean. There's obviously some rules around how many international players are allowed on the field week to week and things like that. But I think 10 games out of 10 we will see Bodie playing, just because of his position and the influence he can have on the game, and that's why they wanted him and invested in him. But with that also comes, there is a little bit less contact and collision work than a forward as well. So there's a balancing act between both roles, and so I just think it's a freshen up as well. There's still the collision and the impact of training, but it's more a mental refresher in a new environment, in a new city. For him, he's getting to spend a lot of family time. He's got a new baby. So there's all those sorts of things that are freshening him up mentally as well, that I think adds to him coming back here with, I suppose, a rejuvenated energy to get back into a Blues jersey and a black jersey to make every post a winner.
He does look good in yellow over there, though.
He does look good in blue too.
He does look good in yellow, and he's enjoying that width. He gets out wide and he does his thing.
He's enjoying that width, but he's enjoying finding Tavita Lee on a crossfield kick too. Tavita Lee's looking like, remember that game against Taranaki when he scored 5 tries? Tell you what, there's been a few games where he's reminded me of that game when he just made it look too easy. He's still got it. I tell you what, he's determined to play for Japan. He certainly will. He'll hit the international stage running.
Yeah.
He's a weapon.
Well, they've got some good wingers though.
I know, but he is good, really good.
Yeah.
And just powerful.
Ian Foster's now got to get a new All Black captain.
He does.
Where on earth, Brett, let's start with you. What do you do with your Black captaincy right now if Sam Cane's not there?
So you look at Sam Whitelock, who's done it before, and for me personally, that's probably the direction that I'd go in with Sam. He's a guy that's proven at that level. it wouldn't be new to him, and he's been successful when he's done that. And again, he's had that time with us, with the Crusaders, been able to captain us for 3 years and have success around it. And I think for the fact that he just had so much experience as well, it'll just be an easy transition for him. And I think that Sam's obviously going to come back and he'll end up getting that back. But I think we just want a bit of a transition for that 4 or 5 months. Whatever how long Sammy's out for, it'll be a short period, obviously. I'd probably say Sam would be the probably option that I'd go for.
Yeah, look, I agree. I think the logical choice is obviously when the decision was being made, it was between the two Sams, and Sam Whitelock's done the job before. He's got the experience, and it's not going to be such a big adjustment to the group because, one, he's going to be selected purely because his form at the moment. I think he's playing some of his best footy. His stint in Japan, and he's come back from that, and he's playing some seriously good code and almost lifting his standards to a higher level, which I think is exciting for him, but also for the All Blacks. So, and I think the captaincy brings the best out of him. So what it will do for him and his game will be great. Outside of that, say he's not available, you've then got Dane Coles, who I think will fit into the role quite nicely. I think he's great at international level. He's a great option at starter, but to go to him straight away is tough because there's great competition between himself and Cody. Asafo Moore's around there, so then that's a tougher selection. But he's definitely in and around the mix to have the ability to do the role. Scott Barrett's doing a pretty good job for the Crusaders. I have to, mention Patrick Tuipulotu. I think he has to start coming into the discussion because he's done a pretty good job at turning things around at the Blues, and he's really developing into a role where captaincy brings the best out of him.
And Smith's done it a little bit at he's done it at Super Rugby level with obviously Ash being there, and he's an experienced guy, and I think maybe he might even have a little bit more influence around if Sam is captain. For a guy that's probably going to play a lot of footy with TJ not being there, or obviously Brad's been playing well when he's been in All Black jersey, but again he might have more of an influence around being that vice captain on the field, or having some form of more leadership moving forward.
Yeah, and I think he's already in the leadership group and has been for quite a long time, so it would be a relatively easy transition, wouldn't it?
Yeah, again, a great opportunity to grow that on-field space. But I do think first and foremost Sam Whitelock's the obvious choice.